Hello, and welcome to another edition of RTA Talks. I'm your host, Robert T. Anderson. In this video, we're here to talk to you about activity is key. So this is our advisor growth tip number 9. Now, if you've missed any of our previous advisor growth tips, you can check them out after this video on our channel. So this video is brought to you by advisormasterclass.com. So this is our sales booster course that contains over 20 videos that are step-by-step on how you can boost your sales and grow your business. Here you will learn how to attract your ideal client, social media tips, time management, and other advisor growth hacks. So you won't want to miss this series and this course before the price goes up. So it's typically $197, but right now we're actually offering this course for free. So check out advisormasterclass.com. The link is in the description below. So without further ado, we want to jump into advisor growth tip number 9. So remember, activity is key. So setting weekly activity goals that can drive your annual results. So in our previous advisor growth tips, we talked about creating an annual business plan. So there you were able to create and list out your annual sales goals, your annual income, and your annual savings goals. So you want to take that annual savings goal, or sales goal, and targets and break them down into first quarters and then down into weeks. So for example, if your goal is $100,000 in new first-year commission as a financial advisor or a sales agent, you want to look at, $100,000, that's $25,000 a quarter. I need to now look at, what does that mean in terms of weekly numbers for me? So at that point, you can then look at, here's my weekly goal. To achieve this weekly goal, I need to look at, I need to, talk to, for example, 20 people a week. I need to book 8 appointments a week. I need to have and keep 7 appointments. So actual either face-to-face, virtual meetings, or phone call meetings a week in order to drive that weekly sales goal, and then be able to see on a monthly basis, am I on track? Quarterly basis, am I on track? And then by the end of the year, either be on track or hopefully surpass your sales goals. As long as you're applying all of our advisor growth tips, you'll be that much more likely to reach those goals. So in order to be able to stay on track, you need to track everything. So here, it's not just, your Microsoft Excel. You want to also consider Google Sheets for tracking a lot of this activity, but ultimately your CRM is the best for tracking all aspects of your business. So I personally use PipeDrive. It's a very powerful CRM solution. It's very simple. And I'm able to see my whole pipeline in one screen. I can drag and drop my open opportunities across the sales pipeline and know where all my deals are at in real time. and what value is associated with them. So if you want to learn more about Pipedrive, we'll leave a link in the description below. You can access a free trial to try Pipedrive, or you can check out our video review on Pipedrive, where we go in depth on what you need to know about Pipedrive before you buy it. So you want to check out that Pipedrive review. And by having that CRM and tracking everything, you'll be able to then know on a weekly basis, though, if you were able to contact those 20 people, or if you had those 8 meetings booked, or how many meetings you actually kept for that week, so that in our previous advisor growth tip, we talked about weekly accountability meetings and be able to report your activity. Well, by focusing on your activity and by tracking your activity and using a CRM, it'll do a lot of that work in terms of pulling up the insights and the reports necessary to be able to report that activity. So it'll keep you organized. It'll keep you on track in terms of staying focused on a weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, and be able to reach and hopefully surpass your annual sales goals. So obviously it's important to leverage your CRM. It's important to set weekly activity goals, but it's also important to leverage your calendar to schedule those important activities and consider implementing our Power Hour. So in our previous advisor growth tip, we talked about the Power Hour. So you can check that video out as well after this. And you'll want to consider looking at the activity for the week that you need to schedule in your calendar to make sure it gets done. So we also talked about time management in a previous video. So these are all things that all kind of go together in terms of your activity. So you're always working on another task. We've talked about our buffer days, our focus days, our free days. All of this kind of comes together at this point in terms of your activity, and you want to be able to schedule everything potentially. So at that point, and you can stay focused on what you need to do at that time, whether that's, okay, for this hour, all I'm going to do is make phone calls, send emails or messages, follow up on open cases and opportunities, reach out to new prospects, and also remembering to consider referral opportunities. So where you can ask for referrals. You always, don't necessarily always want to be going after new activity. You also want to remember reaching out to current clients for reviews and referrals. You want a balanced approach so that, if you're doing all review calls one week, that, after you're done the reviews, your sales pipeline doesn't dry up. You want some reviews, some new prospects, or if you've got all new prospects and you're not talking to any of your current clients, you're going to start losing clients. And it's much easier to keep and grow a client than it is to get a new client. And by nurturing and growing and providing great service to current clients, that's essentially the seeds that you're planting and growing over time that will then bear fruit to referrals. So it's all going to come from a lot from your current client. So once you've been able to schedule a lot of your activity and have stayed focused and started to take action, you can then start to analyze all that information that you're starting to build up. So you can take that weekly data and determine, okay, am I seeing success on the type of activity and tasks that I'm doing? So, then you can look for opportunities and then make tweaks where necessary. So, if you do find yourself still, maybe not setting up enough appointments, or maybe there's too many reviews, or you're not getting traction for referrals, where you have the opportunity to ask if how things are going with that client, and if you can help those that they know that are in a similar situation. Well, all this data from your CRM and your potential Google Sheets or Excel activity trackers, you'll be able to then notice these patterns and be able to make those tweaks so that you're getting more efficient and honing your skills that can ultimately lead to better results. So if you want to learn more about activity, check out advisormasterclass.com. That's our sales booster course. Remember, it's still free for a limited time, so check that out. The link is in the description below. So we hope you got a lot of value from today's video. If you haven't already, please consider liking this video. As well, hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot. And that way you can get notified on our future advisor growth tips as well as our reviews. So I want to thank you again for watching this video, and we'll catch you in the next episode.